Hello again, everybody. Welcome to the Billiards show. That is Pure Pool Pro. We did a lengthy stream and introduction at release on this. Today we're just gonna do a couple of matches, maybe check out some more of the career. And again, it's Pure Pool Pro. Let's just go with the flow. Just to give you an idea of where I'm at, I've been working through the amateur bracket, and they shout out to the devs because they do a good job of, simplifying it and laying things out. So they have it from left to right here, where it's amateur and then focused and then pro with no lines. You'll see some of the pop-up indicators on screen here. I have the music muted this time around, just to we don't run into any problems with that. It copyrights. But I should mention the soundtrack here is pretty broad. You've got your jazz and your classical stuff that's more calming while you're playing pool, rather than going to your local pub or tavern where sometimes the music is just blaring and you can't hear yourself think. It's a very nice broad spectrum of music. And to my understanding, there's over 80 different tracks in the game, I think, give or take. So that's a pretty good list. As I said, I've completed all the 8-ball challenges here. So I've gotten all the stars for the US 8-ball completed. And I've now since moved on to the 9-ball, which is the other mode available in this career for each bracket. And I'm grinding through the amateur bracket on 9-ball. And we are up to the Shark Sessions Invitational. And I've been struggling to get 2 balls in the side pocket on 9-ball on this one to get that 3rd star before I move on to meet with Madison again here and her challenges. Now, before we jump into our first matchup, let me just double check and confirm with the settings. Okay, voice chat is currently disabled. Okay, good. That way they're not hearing me yakety yak. Don't talk back. And I think what we'll do here is we'll unless we get questions and suggestions from anybody here today. Again, I don't suspect it's going to be as lengthy of a stream, but we'll see how things go. We'll definitely get a couple of matches in, and if I get questions, or we can change it up depending on if viewers want to see. If you guys want to see anything or have suggestions, you're more than welcome. But if not, what I'll do is just do any game type. And for now, we'll stick with the amateur. And that's where lines are visible and aided on the table at their capacity. If you go into the preference here, and you can set that to focus, which again means that the line assistance is shortened. And then again, pro difficulty, no lines at all. But having amateur on, having the lines makes it more accessible to anybody and everybody and gives everyone a fighting chance. Some might say it's too easy, and I can't disagree with that. I get that sentiment and why you would say that. But it makes for just an easier, more balanced gameplay. And it while you do rely on the lines, you can also mess up just as easily, thinking that you're going to have an easy shot, and then you can blow it. I've done it, and I've seen it happen. Our first opponent, Echo Enzo here, who I think might be on PC. So, and this appears to be standard US 8-ball. I've got this on random again, by the way. So our mode that pops up, we don't know what it's going to be, and I like that. But more times than not, it's usually our standard 8-ball affair here, because that seems to be quite popular with the community. And he was able to break, and now has a chance of running the table. Welcome, everybody. Yeah, Echo Enzo here, double Echo Enzo could very well run the table. Oh, and he gave us a chance to actually play here. He didn't hit that hard enough, so we're gonna see if we can make a comeback here. Again, this is the first match here of the broadcast. He's got that 9-ball just, and I think I would kiss off the 11 here if I try to put that. So can we maybe get that in the corner? Or do I have a chance at the 6? I think we'll go for the 7 in the corner here, yeah? Ooh. Almost got a doubler there. I went for the 7 and the 6. Okay. See if we can bring this back to the 1 here. Yes? Ooh, can we cut that in the side? I think we can. Beautiful. And now we'll try to seal the deal here. Win the game with the 8 in the left corner pocket. and hopefully we don't scratch in the process. Got it. He started to run the table and he left a shot short and allowed me to come back and take it. First match of the broadcast, first W on the board. Let's see if he wants a rematch. I expected he would. We'll give him a rematch. We'll let him have a rematch with me after that. That was a good turning around there. Again, he gets to start with the break. Especially with the aided lines here. If you start with the break, you have a chance of running the table and not letting your opponent even get a shot. And that was looking to be the case here in the first match with him. But he left a shot short. Here, again, he has potted a ball, so he has some options. He's surveying the table, looking at which he prefers here, whether it's stripes or solids. Some say stripes or spots. He left it short again. He's having, I don't know if he's having some controller or whatever he's using. Let me take a look at the table. And he was going to go for stripes, and I think I see why. The solids seem to be a little more cluttered, where these stripes they're more spaced out and give you a little bit more options. So I see what he's doing there. So it can be easy to scratch if you're just hitting your ball willy-nilly and just giving her all the power in the world. Finessing your pace on it, your power on it is key. And also for setting up your next shot. See, now if I would have hit that really hard and didn't put backspin on it, I risked potting it in the side here. And now I didn't give myself a very good leave here. Ooh, I was hoping I was going to be able to cut that 13, but now, so we're going to try a plant shot or a combo shot, and maybe try to sink this 12 in that right corner pocket there, maybe. And we got it. We gave it the little touch. Okay. And we're still a little too far over. I could try and that one is there causing an obstruction. So we're going to try and send the 9 all the way down into that far corner pocket on the left-hand side. Ooh. Hit it a little too hard. Now he's got a chance to come back. Now I left it open for him. We'll see if he can do what I did in the first game and run the table back. I will mention again, this game is available right now to purchase on PlayStation 5 and Steam on PC. And I think if you've played the prior iteration, Pure Pool, you get a discount on Steam if that was your platform. I think. Don't quote me on that. I know for PlayStation users, if you are a Plus subscriber and you have an active membership currently, you can get this game for roughly, for US, roughly $22. 20-some dollars and some odd cents. And he was able to do it. And that's the there is the pro and con to the use of the lines here. Um, it can be pretty easy to set up your shots if you know how to finesse your power. He hasn't offered a rematch yet. Should I throw one out? Let's see if he honors it. We're tied at one apiece. Let's see if he's up for a tiebreaker. And he is. This is the tiebreaker here. And he gets to break yet again. I don't know how they're determining the breaking system, how that works. It could be just a random, invisible coin flip here because he's gotten lucky. He's been able to break several times. I think what we might do, and it's going to definitely present more of a challenge. I think in our next match, what we're going to do is we're going to shorten the lines. We're going to go to the focused difficulty and see how that plays out. Again, focused difficulty. All that means is the lines are shortened. So he elected to go with stripes again. And it looks like he's going to run the table on me. This is yet another player here that I've encountered who has not put any of their crests in their banner. Maybe some players don't want that. They don't want some of their achievements to be seen. Maybe so it makes them look like a noob, and they're not. Maybe that's a strategy. I don't know. As you can see, Echo here has the 3 spots available for his emblems, or crests as they're called here. And he's not rocking any of them, at least not publicly. How's everybody doing today? Hope you guys are good. Hope you're having a decent Sunday. He's going to cut that in the corner. Boom. Yeah, with these lines under the amateur difficulty, if you're able to start with the break, you won the rematch. You won the tiebreaker, rather. So we're going to move on from you. Congrats to Enzo there. So let me go back into the settings. Or wait, take that back. Let me go into the preferences here and see how it goes with shortened lines here, the focused difficulty. And we're going to do any game type available. So it's going to be random. More times than not so far, it's been a lot of US 8-ball. But maybe we might get a surprise. Now, this is going to be with shortened lines when we get an opponent here. The community, I think a lot of them prefer that lengthier lines, and I completely understand why. It makes the game more accessible. It does make it easier. Let's be real. Once you start shortening the lines or ultimately taking the lines off altogether, obviously that's going to make the game a lot more challenging. And that might be why we're not finding anybody currently. And yes, this is cross-platform. This is both on PlayStation consoles and PC. Not available for Xbox Series X yet. I don't know if it's going to be on the Series S, but it is coming. It's coming to the Series X. Exact dates, don't really know. As I've said before, snooker is also planned for a later release. For those of you that like that snooker gameplay style. We might not get an opponent with the shortened lines. Interesting. Not a lot of players prefer that. And I've got it on any game mode, so finding a game shouldn't be. But again, because the difficulty, I've turned it up a little bit. So now we're not getting anybody. Give it just a second or two yet here and see if we can get a match. If not, we'll go back to amateur lines. Yeah, I've been waiting for a minute here, and we're not finding a player. Again, this is a fairly new game. It just released this past week. At the time of the broadcast here currently, it released on this past Thursday. It is now Sunday, so it's been out in the wild for a few days. Yeah, we're not getting anybody. Let's go back to. We'll put it back on the amateur difficulty because I think that's where pretty much most, if not all, of the player base is currently. We'll try another. Search for another match and see if we can get someone here. Shortened lines, we weren't getting anybody. Roughhousing. Stop roughhousing around here. Ah, he is on PlayStation. So this is a PS5 opponent here. He's taking a look around the table, see where he wants to go. He did pot a solid ball. He sunk the 2 ball, but he's going to go for stripes. And again, generally that's because you tend to find what balls are spaced out a little more, so it gives you different options as far as angles rather than being cluttered. Because sometimes if your balls are more cluttered together, it can be a little more tricky to get them out of a situation. That's not to say you can't get lucky and just hammer the ball, and you might get one potted, but you also risk scratching as well. Another player here that hasn't applied any of their crests or badges. Again, that could be a strategic thing, like make them think I'm dumb or they're not interested in that. So we are solids, yeah. See if we can make some consecutive shots again. I always try to be the key with billiards is to always be mindful of where you're placing your cue ball and setting yourself up for consecutive shots. See what I did there? You throw the cue ball over in effort to set up your shots, and I was able to bring it all the way back over here, so I had a shot on both of these solids. And now, not the greatest placement on the 8-ball here. Here's what I'm going to try and do. I am going to try and bank this 8-ball into one of those side pockets. That is what I'm trying to do. I don't know if it's going to happen. Oh, close. A little bit too hard, I think. A little bit softer on the shot. It may have went. That was my chance. He may potentially come back and win it here. You play these online matches with the full line assist for aiming. You may only get one shot, and if you miss it, there is no reloading the chamber, so to speak. That's it. I mean, you give your opponent you miss your shot, your opponent is going to come in and generally clear the target out. Ah, I had a much more difficult shot on the 8-ball than he did, obviously. That was a good effort by me, though. Just a little bit too hard on that 8, I think. Otherwise, I would have had it. Sure. Roughhausen, sure, we'll give you. We'll appreciate the rematch from you. And it's actually allowing me to break this time. It's my first time breaking here today. But we did not sink anything. Unfortunate. Open table. He's got a chance to, it's open season here, and he has a chance to run it. And I had a pretty good break. The balls are spread out pretty well, so if he's mindful about his shots, he should be able to just run the table now. When you're able to break, sinking the ball is rather important when you have the full length line assist on. I tried looking for a match with shortened lines. I wasn't finding an opponent. We'll try it again, and just for shits and gigs, we'll try it with on pro setting, and pro setting is no lines at all, and I'm terrible with that, and that's why I usually don't pick that. But we'll see if we get an opponent with that on our next after this match here. Unless I win,
The fact
Let's.
you can't look when the cue stick is in the way shows you how pissed this game is.
Well, Karen, that's your opinion, and you are certainly welcome to that. I wouldn't say the game is piss. I wouldn't be that disrespectful. Um, I will say it is a nuisance. I will give you that. I have had shots where that my cue stick is obstructing my where I want to go. So I understand the frustration, but I wouldn't say the game is piss by any means.
Regret buying it, man. Should have stuck with Pure Pool 1.
Okay, well, I'm sorry that you have regrets. Unfortunate for you. But the good news is you still have Pure Pool, the initial Pure Pool. So you can always go back and play that. And, it might not be a complete loss because you never know, or you should know that patches and updates come with most games nowadays. So if it's been made known in the community and people like you are calling the game piss, you may you may see an update where the piss gets cleaned up. So hopefully it does. Hopefully they clean up the piss, as you so eloquently put it. Um, I'll try to let's see. Try to bank that in the side.
If
Put
Pure
this.
Pool is anything to go by, they won't patch much or anything.
Okay.
Pure Pool 1 didn't receive much fixes.
Okay. Well, maybe they one can only hope that as a human being that they learn from their mistakes. Okay. I will I will I have more benefit of the doubt with that. But yes, based on a track record, I can see why you would think that. But again, you would hope that they would recognize some shortcomings rather and do what they can. As I said, they'll get out a mop bucket and
Gotta love Americans always optimistic.
yeah, well, it's better to be optimistic than narrow-minded. But again, that's just my opinion. It's just my opinion. Everybody's got an opinion. Doesn't make it right or wrong. It's an opinion. So you're welcome to drink from the cup or not. Nobody's forcing you. Just a soft touch. I might be able to get that. Oh, especially when you consider the day and age of post-launch content. And again, we're talking about a ten group development rather than a huge AAA, where it's over the hundreds or it breaks 100 people developing the game. So, but again, yeah, gotta love optimism, right? Love it or hate it. Whew. Okay. I believe we are tied. Roughhausen and myself at 1 apiece, yeah? Let's see if he wants to do a rematch. Let's do a tiebreaker here. Again, not a half bad of a break, just didn't pot anything off of it. There might be a trick to that I don't know as far as being able to have a better percentage rate of potting a ball off the break. I don't know if it's an angle or a power thing or a combination of the two, but sometimes I get one, but so far here today, I'm not getting lucky with my breaks. Oh, I've had that happen to me quite a bit actually with the. See, and I could do a plant shot here, a combo shot, but it's quite likely that I would put that cue ball on the side. I would scratch. And I could do a combo here. I think we're going to try that. Yes. Now, do we send this one into what is it, the 12 down there, or do we kick it to the side? I think we'll just take the safer shot for now. Yeah, we'll try the side and hopefully set myself up. Come on back. Yes. Not too far, not too. Oh, oh, we're still okay. Okay. Whew. No, we're gonna have a shot on the 8th, but it's not an easy shot. It's not a gimme shot by any means, even with the lines. Now, I could try and send that down all the way to that far corner. Or I could try and bank it into that side behind me. The only problem is that one is right there. Could be tricky. So maybe a double bank. That's what we're going to try and do, is bank it into one of these side pockets. See? And the one became a problem. That one wasn't there. There was a chance of potting it into the side. By the way, for any of you watching, this is a question. What is the difference between US 8 ball and UK 8 ball? What's the Do you guys know what the major differences are? Because I don't. Aside from it being, the US 8 ball is a little more optimistic, maybe better optimization, whereas the UK they might not be as optimistic. I don't know. You guys clue me in because I don't know. See what I did there? Again, as I've said with the lengthier line assist here, you miss a shot, you may not get another shot. More times than not, that usually is game over. Looked like he was trying to bring the cue ball back so he had a shot at the one on the side here. I think it's still possible to get a slight. Yep, 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 yep. And now, do you go for the right corner or do you try bank? Right corner is the better shot, obviously, or easier. I
American
should
pool
say.
have different table sizes and large pockets, where
Okay,
UK pool is always standard size and smaller pockets.
okay, okay. So a little more challenging. Okay, kind of, and that's kind of what snooker is, yeah. Larger tables, more narrow pockets, and I think that's why snooker is
American
wide.
scratch ball in hand and UK you get 2 turns etc.
Okay, interesting. I did not know that. Okay, I kind of like that. It like makes you really pay for scratching. You get two shots rather than yeah. And that makes for a quicker game too. I would think, especially if somebody scratches and then you can capitalize with two shots after the foul. That's kind of neat. I didn't know that. But again, that's why snooker is widely popular and so popular among the UK population. I mean, it's do they have a bumper pool? Is that a thing in the UK? Is that a can you go into a pub and find bumper pool? Is that popular too, or not so much? You don't see that too much out here in the States, at least where I'm at. I've played bumper pool and it's kind of Again, not nearly as cool as your standard pool affair, obviously, but kind of more. I think it's more of a gimmicky thing. Um, should we try one with no lines? What do you think? Should we see if we can get an opponent with no lines and see how trash I am? Yeah, pro, yeah, pro is no lines. We'll see if we can get somebody. And chances are, if they're setting it to pro, it's probably because they're pretty good at it. We'll see.
I'm talking about UK pool, not snooker.
Okay,
In snooker if you scratch you get bull in head but you can't place it anywhere.
okay,
You have to claw.
okay. I like that. Again, it really makes you, don't play so willy nilly. If you make a mistake, you miss your shot. Your opponent's really going to be able to capitalize on it. Look at this guy. This guy, Pool Shark SG. Wonder what the SG stands for. Sports gaming? I don't know. And he's playing with no lines, so he could be a shark here. We might be messing with Jaws, and I don't think a life preserver is going to save me here. Check out the guy with the life preserver. Dork thinks he's going to drown. That's when Marty McFly was wearing that 80s vest, and it did. It looked that fashion. It did kind of look like a life jacket. Yeah. This guy's, and again, we're playing with no lines on this. His name is Pool Shark. He must play a lot of pool games, or he made another account here to really flex his skill level, letting everybody know. And just as I suspected, finding someone with no lines, the people that you're going to find are the ones that are good, like this guy. This guy is not. Yeah, he's going to take me to the cleaners here. Oh yeah, he's really, and he's got good touch on it, good finesse. He's going to do a combo here or a plant shot. Ooh, ooh. He was showing off there. If he meant to do that, no, I'm going to make you think I'm going to kiss it into it. No, instead I'm going to just send it right next to it, and I'll still have a shot to follow it up with. Yeah. I knew this was going to be, whew, interesting that we couldn't find anybody with shortened lines, but we found someone with the no lines here, the pro, and this guy is definitely a pro. This guy is he's living up to his name, isn't he? A shark. Yeah, he's got some sharp teeth. The water has turned red with my blood. This guy should have a theme song when he enters the match. Bon on, dun 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 dun. Yeah, I'm the chum for this guy, definitely. Ah, booyah! And I even tried to slow it down for fear of that happening. Woo! My only hope now is that he does
You're gonna need a bigger cue.
a bigger cue. I'm gonna need a bigger pool IQ. That's what I need for this. The no lines. Yeah. My only hope now is that he scratches, which he won't do because he's a shark. Sharks don't scratch. They don't have any fingertips. They don't have nails. They just let it roll off their back. This guy's no joke. Shout out to Pool Shark SG. Hey, you saw what I did there, huh? Pool Shark, I got to bow. I got to wave the white flag to you. Yeah, I definitely surrender to you, sir. Yeah, you are better than I. At least with that pool with no lines. That was, whew, he ran the show. Let's try the shortened lines again and see if we get something. I tried earlier. I could not get an opponent. I apologize if I butcher your name there. 92 Kieran, is it Kieran? Kieran? What other games are you playing? What are you rocking? What are you into? When you get your gaming time and you settle in, what's your choice right now? What's got you? Anything? By the way, is there anyone else in here as excited for Crimson Desert as I am? That game looks like it's doing a lot, but if they execute, a lot of meat on that bone. I love me a good open world action game, especially when it's done well. I was a really big fan of The Witcher. And initially, when I was younger, I didn't really care for those style of games. Didn't have patience for RPGs and stuff like that. But as I got older, I really grew to appreciate them. Again, shortened lines. We're not getting an opponent here. It's kind of crazy.
I usually play Resident Evil or single-player games.
Okay.
Played Pure Pool to death.
Yeah. Awesome. That's cool. Resident Evil, huh? Yeah, I played some of the earlier Resident Evils on the original PlayStation,
Around
P
80 platoons.
PS1. Damn, 80 platinums. Hey, we got somebody. Wow, good for you. That's 80 platinums on and I'm assuming you're referring to Pure Pool or Resident Evil in general. That's awesome. Yeah, I like some of the early Resident Evil games, and then I kind of got away from them. But this Requiem, this one that's coming up here, does look pretty cool. I like some of the idea behind it. Where the zombies have some kind of a remembrance of their past life. That's kind of a neat idea. What do we got here? So, oh, this is accumulator. This is not standard pool. So we have to go for the one ball. This is the accumulator mode. This is where you rack up points by sinking the consecutive ball represented with the number. So you get points by sinking said ball here. So here we're going for 2 points. If I sink a ball out of place, the opponent is awarded the points of that ball that was sunk out of place.
Yay, Requiem looks amazing.
Yeah, it
Can't
does look.
wait to play it.
Yeah, it looks
You
good.
need to play number 7. Amazing horror game.
I did actually. That's funny that you just reminded me. I played Biohazard. I think that's what it was called. Um, and I actually played it on VR. I played a good chunk of it on VR. I never finished it, but playing it on that PSVR headset, I, I'm not ashamed to say there were some jump scare moments playing that VR and looking around with your head. Whew. Yep. Yeah, that say what you want about some of the cartoony style of graphics. It can still scare the hell out of you. Okay. We got a shot on the 8 ball here. Or the 5 ball rather. We have to avoid the 8 ball is what I meant. You do not want to pot a ball out of place here. You give your opponent the points. Oof. Bamo, Bamostros. Bamostros. I think that's almost sounds like it could be Italian. I believe he's on PlayStation 5. Correct me if I'm wrong, but they didn't offer these modes with the online. Some of them you could not play online. Am I right with pure pool? Like you couldn't play against random opponents. Could get lucky here, kicking it back to the other corner, and I did. That was pure slop. That was luck. It's not the corner I was intending on, but we'll take it. Okay. And the 9 ball, at least try and hit it. Yeah. Long as we didn't knock the 13 in, that's okay. We did not want to give them 13 points that easily.
Did you notice the AI doesn't do plant shots like in the first pure pools?
I did.
Using the same AI.
Yeah. You know what? And that I will agree with. I feel like that I will say is rather unacceptable. The AI should recognize that, hey, I've got a plant shot available. I should be able to, and it avoids it. It does not, and I don't know if they can't seem to figure that out. Whatever program they have coding, I don't know. Um, but I feel like that should have been remedied at launch. That's one thing that should not have been overlooked, and maybe they just don't have for whatever reason they can't seem to get that. I don't know. I wish I had a logical answer for that, but I don't. But yes, that I will say is rather unacceptable. Yep. Because you could cheese the hell out of that. You could just, put the AI in a position where like, oh yeah, he's not going to go for that shot because it's a plant shot, and they typically avoid that. So I'm good. I shouldn't. Yeah, and that should not be the case. They should at least be able to recognize that, hey, I got a shot right here. Yeah, I noticed that while obtaining stars here in the career. Yep, I'm like, oh yeah, yeah, I'm with you on that. That's I don't like that. I kind of I snookied myself here. Yeah, even with that 11 there, and oh man, I can't get a proper angle on it. Probably. Oh, just missed. Ooh, yeah, and I shouldn't have hit it as hard because now I gave him 9 points. I scratched and I sunk that 9 ball. Again, for those of you just joining, this is not the standard US 8 ball. This is accumulator mode, and you score points by potting balls with their respected number being shown on the ball, and you have to follow that order as it's being indicated on the left or right hand side of whichever player is shooting. And if you pot a ball out of place, as I just did, your opponent is awarded the corresponding number on that ball as far as points. Yeah, we did not want to go too hard to knock that 10 in, but now he's got a shot on it. We took him big time in the first game. He may get us here in the second game, and then we'll be tied 1-1. If I hammer this, I risk scratching or potting another ball, but we're going to try it. We almost got lucky. And he's snookered. We had the right idea. Is he going to give me that? Yes! Of course I'll take that. He gave me the 10. Yeah, this game mode can turn on a dime. And having the shortened lines is great for this mode. To be able to not always have gimme shots. We could try the side or that far right corner. We're going to try the far right corner and hopefully not scratch in the process. We didn't give it enough. Didn't give it enough on the angle and set him up. Damn. That was a huge miss on my part because it set him up for consecutive shots here. Unfortunate. He should be able to come away with the dub now. Yeah. Damn. And just like that. That's where a lot of these sports share that similarity. I'll use the comparison, billiards here, also golf is another one where you can really capitalize on an opponent's mistake. Or if they miss a shot, it can put you in position to turn the tide. Tied at 1. You want to go again for the tiebreaker there? Vamos. Vamos, vamos. From the United Kingdom. Oh, I get a break finally that pots a ball off of it, and it doesn't mean anything. All that did now is that ball is not playable. So that's 5 points that neither one of us can obtain. You can't send it down in the corner because you have that stripe that's right there. The 15 is obstructing that, so. I like that these different game modes are offered in online, though. That is a W. I like that. Unfortunately, if there's not much of a community that sticks with this game, it doesn't matter how many modes you have in your game if people aren't going to play it. I think, again, if they were to patch some things, if they could fix some of that AI, and if they could have a ranking system, like an actual tournament system ranking with bronze, silver, gold, platinum, diamond, whatever, yada yada yada, I think that would entice players more. So I think that would bring more people to the game. But as I said in my first stream on launch day, at least in the States, these pool video games are rather a niche thing. It's not you don't have typically a large community behind these games, um, especially when there's so many other games available to play. Oh, that was a beautiful shot, but again, was obstructed, and I sunk the ball that was obstructing the path. Ah, but yeah, Crimson Desert is and has been my my most anticipated game outside of the obvious juggernaut that has been delayed and pushed back multiple times over, and we all know what that is. Uh,
Hello again.
Skeletal Wade, welcome back. Welcome back. Good to see you again, Wade. How you doing? Oh, Wade, what are you rocking? What are you playing these days? Have you played this? What are your thoughts? If not, what other games are you rocking? What um what has you what has you gripping the mouse and keyboard or the controller? What are you playing?
What it do mean?
Golden Threat. Ah, hey man.
Good
Huh,
afternoon, JD. I'm playing
likewise.
Gran Turismo 7.
Oh, you're into the simulation racers. Whew. You know, I played some of those Gran Turismo A Spec, I believe it was called back in the
How
day.
are you doing today?
I'm doing okay, GT. Thanks for asking. Good afternoon to you. I'm not very good with the Gran Turismo games. I like my arcade racers. I like some of the Burnout games back in the day were great. Burnout Takedown was a lot of fun. I think the Star Wars racer that they're working on looks to be a lot of fun. I think that's something that I'd probably get behind. Um, that Golden Threat, your last stream, I didn't catch it live, but I watched some of the replay and that, as I said, that advertisement, that was that was some Chappelle show type of sketch right there. That was pretty good. Ooh, I let myself have a beautiful leave here.
I've started streaming Gran Turismo 7 and it's going well.
Okay,
Cheers,
awesome.
clinking beer mugs mate face with tears of joy doing my best.
Yeah, well, you make it look
Good
easy,
shot, foe.
GT. Thank you. This this 10 ball, however, I don't know about kissing it into the corner. That's impossible. But we're gonna try and bring that 10 ball back in the far right corner. It may even go into the side, maybe if we can make this. But we're gonna try that far right corner here and see if we can do it. Oh, it went for the side, almost. Again, if I would have had a little bit of a softer, um, a little less power on it, I think that would have fell. I was a little too hard on it. Yeah, Wade, shout out to you with the GT stream, not Golden Threat stream, the Gran Turismo stream. Yes.
Hello everyone. I think Pool one of those games you can't play with AI no matter how good AI is coded. It removes randomness of it.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, that's
Right on.
again. There's pros and cons to it, but I would have liked to seen that better implemented, where the AI can read that it's, hey, I've got a combo shot or a plant shot right there, and instead of avoiding it altogether,
And
Like it,
Kingdom Come Deliverance now that it has a PS5 update.
yeah. You like that Kingdom Come, huh? The first one was on sale a while back, and they put it at for like $5 on the PlayStation Store, roughly at one point. And I said, "Ah, we'll try it out," because obviously, if I'm gonna like this one, then I would like the Deliverance. And when they first dropped the Deliverance trailers, I was biting on it. I was kind of sold. Then I played Deliverance 1 and realized that for whatever reason, I just was not getting into it. It wasn't for me. Again, I'm going to say this, that doesn't mean it's a bad game at all. It just means it was a game that didn't click with me. But I can see why players like Kingdom Come Deliverance. If you like a lot of that storytelling and going through a lot of dialogue and some of the pacing of some of the missions, and then yeah, and there's a lot within the game if you want it to be. So I think that's cool. But it is franchise is not for me. I may have said, yeah. I should have thought strategically there rather than trying to go for it. I should have placed that in a spot where he didn't have the greatest chance at it, and he got me because of it. It's easy to forget about playing strategic here. Sometimes you got to think, is it better for me to go for the shot, knowing that I could miss, or is it better that I play strategic
First
and,
it was too slow for me and I just left it. Then
yep,
one day I downloaded it and gave it time and then I could not put it down.
okay, and that happens. That's happened with me with games that I started way back when, and for example, Witcher 3. When I first tried it years ago, it did not resonate with me. I just I don't know what it was, but then some years later came back to it, and it had that same effect that Kingdom Come had with you. All of a sudden, it just clicked, and I'm like, wow, this is really great. So that's awesome. You got to love that when you kind of turn your nose up at something, and then you decide to give it another chance, and you find out you like it. That can happen with food sometimes too, especially as you age. Some foods you may have not been a fan of when you were younger. You get older and you have an appreciation for them. I'll give you an example for me personally: sushi. You think I gave two shits about sushi when I was a kid? No. But as I got older and I tried some of it, woo, I I'm a fan. Yep.
I
Especially if,
agree.
especially spicy tuna in sushi. Woo! That's yummy. That is good. But again, I'll give you another dangerous analogy. When you're younger, you don't really, not always thinking about, we'll use sushi as the placement holder. Don't really care about eating sushi. You don't really think about it. But then as you get older and a little bit, and your ambitions change, and your appetite changes, if you will, if you get what I'm getting at, then you're like, this sushi is pretty damn good. And, you know,
Did you know you can hold L2 and lean? It helps
yes,
for bank shots.
yes, 16 Stone, welcome back. Ba-da-da-da, ba-da-da. 16 Stone 007. Shaken, but not shook. Ah, welcome back. Roughhausen sending me a friend request. Maybe he checked out, maybe he saw the stream. Um, Hazen. There's a German beer that I've had that I drink that has that Schofferhausen, I think it's pronounced, or Schofferhausen, but it's spelled that way. Yeah. Oh, what do we got here? I'm not paying it. Ooh, this is This is killer mode. Awesome. This is where you have three
vampires thanks to Twilight movies, but then I watched Interview with a Vampire and that was the best.
Ah, yeah. Yeah, that's a bit of a classic, yeah. They've had vampires in video games as well that have been pretty good. GT, you're in here. He knows what I'm talking about. He's played some vampire games and Vampire in Brooklyn. I mean, a little bit of satirical, but not
Classic
bad.
vampire movie.
Not bad. Yep, classic. See, he knows. Yeah. Who was the female in that Vampire in Brooklyn? Was it Angela Bassett? That was looking pretty good. She's aging real well, by the way. Still looks pretty good for her age. She did an excellent Tina Turner. She didn't get as much love as she should have for that portrayal. That was pretty good.
Yes.
Yes. Oof. Yeah. Yeah. But back to what I was saying, the acquired taste. As you get older, you start to realize, hey, this is not bad. Um, and I equate that to you know. And we're talking about vampires, and we're talking about yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm a big fan of
Who's
eating
your
out.
celebrity crush?
We'll say that. Skeletal Wade with a really good question there, throwing random stuff out. I like it. Celebrity crush.
What were you saying about the AI and plant shots? What is a plant shot?
Plant shot it's an expression or term for a combo shot. So, example, if I were to hit this 10 into the 7 and knock it in, that's a plant shot or a combo shot. Um, as I tried to do there, and I lost a life. I was trying to bring the 8 ball back into the corner. I don't know if Rabid Sasquatch is aware of this.
Right now.
Yeah.
Bush's chicken.
Well, I was referring to a different kind of eating out as well. But yeah, that's awesome. It's a play on words there, GT. But yeah, Church's. Did you say Church's chicken? I don't think I've ever had Church's chicken. I know of it, but I've never had it. Or no, you said Bush's chicken. There's Church's chickens. I've never had that. But yeah.
Grinning, squinting face, JD Ulan.
Oh God, my mind went somewhere. I apologize, but could you imagine if everything did taste like chicken? Woo! Could you imagine?
My celebrity crush is Jamie Lee Curtis.
Really? Skeletal Wade coming out with the oof. Obviously she's aged, but yeah, I could see where you.
Based on Texas Bush's chicken.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not familiar with it. So that must be a chain or that is exclusive to the area. Yeah.
You still got those fish tacos on the brain.
Oh yeah, thank you, 16 Stone. Woo! Yeah, Jesus. I'm bad. We got a life back for sinking that 8 ball. Beautiful. I'm all over the place. Jamie Lee Curtis, yes, she looked great in A Fish Called Wanda. I loved her in that. Yep. Her and Kevin Kline. Yeah, that was very good. She looked great.
When she was in A Fish Called Wanda.
Yep, there it is. Skeletal Wade. Great minds think alike, baby. I'm telling you. I said that before you got your comment out, before it popped up. Yep. We are on the same page. Rabbit Sasquatch, I gotcha. Gotcha, Rabbit.
I love her in True Lies.
Yeah, True Lies. True Lies, yeah. I know a lot of people liked her in True Lies, and yeah, you can see why.
Ava Mendes is mine.
But Ava Mendes, 16 Stone. You guys chime in. Go ahead, get them out. Yeah, Ava Mendes, I could see that. absolutely. Um, Geez, for me growing up, I didn't really have a celebrity crush per se. Um, you know, there was a time when there was a magazine called FHM, okay, for him magazine, FHM, and they had models and car models and a lot of pop culture stuff geared at guys, right? Geared at the type of shit, we would like. And Vita Guerrera, she donned the cover a couple of times, and I knew nothing of her, but just seeing her in some of those the 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 pictures that they had gotten of her, I'm like, I don't know who this gal is, but man, am I getting an appetite here? She she had she had I haven't seen her recently, but back then she had a bumper on her that I would have liked to put my license plate on. I'll say that. Uh-huh. Let me get registered with that because we. And then especially during the If era, when she did the song If, that look that she had. Um, oh, and I didn't give it enough.
Alyssa Milano from back in the day growing up.
Okay, yep. She was a head turner. I agree. But yeah, Janet Jackson was another one as she came into her own. I was like, wow. That's it. Too hard on it. See, when my mind goes into certain territory, it definitely can throw me off my game. Don't get me wrong, I still got game for my age, but man, I can get flustered. Woo-wee. Yeah, I'm not ashamed to admit my flaws, right? I um I like this. You guys throwing out some of your crushes or the ladies that caught your eye. I've always been like a booty and thigh guy. I'll say that too. Some guys like the frosting, the extra frosting on the cake up top. I'm more
You
of
win
the
some and you lose some, but you live to fight another day. You don't know the name Nadia Fox, smirking face, smirking face, smirking face.
uh I'm not gonna lie to you, Nadia Fox.
I'm
I
Chit's guy.
I think I've heard it. GT, I know you are. I knew that about you. Yeah, it was. I could say something publicly here, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna blast report you. Yeah, yeah, but let's just say yep. We all have our kryptonite, right? And I think for you, if she's gifted up top like that, you can overlook certain
Rolling on the
things.
floor, laughing face with tears of
GT,
joy.
go ahead. And you may not want to admit this, but you can overlook certain things, especially if she's at least temporarily, especially if she's gifted up top. Hmm. So that's I'll say that. And I'm the same way too. If like she's as I mentioned the bumper, even if it's an aftermarket bumper, I still, as long as it's done well, it can get me. Now, don't get me wrong, I prefer natural manufacturing, but um, you know, Megan the Stallion, poof, that is she's got a certain, phew, man, and of course, damn, here we go. We can't talk about this shit, guys. Look what happens. And of course, my favorite, who's been MIA and has taken a long leap of absence from streaming or just gotten away from it altogether. But
and I'm a butt guy cause they all on my level.
dude, Skeletal Wade with the champion quote. You, uh, oh, hey, whatever helps grease the wheels. Well, you know, sometimes that WD-40 isn't enough. Oh man,
Low bars.
holy shit, that was perfect. Oh Wade, Wade, you and I, that's awesome. Yeah, hey, perfect. Oh man. Who likes to, I'll use another analogy. Who likes to stand at the table and eat? You know what I mean? We like to sit down and relax and enjoy our food. Yeah. Yes. That was great. Wade, that was great. And you are not wrong. You are not wrong for that at all. That's beautiful. Uh, that made my day, Wade. That was good stuff. Thank you for that. That was all. That was that was great. We're just hammering and hoping that we could get a lucky bank, and we didn't. But we're tied, 2 lives apiece, each of us. I didn't make the shot easy for him either by doing that. Got lucky. I would try banking it. You're not going to be able to. If he cuts this in the corner, that would be amazing. With the shortened lines, he was going for it. That's what he was trying to do. Now I should be able to get this in the side. Whew. I like this killer mode. This is a fun mode. Yes. And now check that out. You can also gain a life, not just by potting the 8 ball, but potting,
Let's change the subject. Do you think they will
yes.
have strip clubs in GTA 6 face with tears of joy
Yes.
tears of
Yes,
joy
Wade.
with tears of
Yes.
joy?
Yes. I don't think, I know. I know for a fact, especially since they kind of showed it off a little bit in one of the trailers. Yes, absolutely. And hopefully the term that gets thrown around is woke, right? Let's hope that the people at Rockstar haven't gone woke, as they say, and really watered down some of that satirical humor and envelope pushing stuff that made one of the reasons that made that franchise synonymous and popular. You know, and the fact that they're still going to have strip clubs, gentlemen's clubs. Um, yeah, it's a good sign. It's good. Ah ha ha! We're both back at 2 lives apiece here, and he's got some easier shots here. Yeah, I would probably either do the 5 or the combo that he has to the right, the 13 into the 7. I think that's makeable. Now I've got maybe the 7 into the 3. I could try and cut the 12 into the side, but then I risk scratching at the same time, or send the 11 down in the corner. We're going to try and send that 11 down into that far left corner, yeah? You know, you can't believe everything you see or read. You know, some people would have you believe that gaming is dying. No, no, it's not. And there are a lot of good games on the horizon and a lot of upcoming titles that, and just because a game isn't for you, you've got to be able to differentiate, you know, the differences between a game being bad and then a game just not being for you, but because the game isn't for you or there's things that you don't like about said game, then to say it's a bad game because it's not for you, that's, yeah, doesn't make a game bad if you don't like it. Just means it didn't resonate with you. As I was mentioning before, Kingdom Come Deliverance, not a bad game. It's just not for me. All right, tied at 1 apiece. We risk scratching
I
potentially.
hate when the government gets involved with games.
Yeah, Wade. Yeah. You know, in the States, we're a little bit fortunate. There are other parts of the world where even streaming um, is frowned upon.
I like all games except JRPGs and turn-based games.
Okay, yeah, I'm not big on turn-based games myself. I've tried them. I've tried to get into them, and it's again not for me. I think Baldur's Gate was a game that. All right, one more Sasquatch. One more. I think Baldur's Gate was one that I had tried, and I think the turn-based stuff took me out of it. Crimson Desert, though, I've been on that hype train, and that locomotive just keeps picking up steam with various things that they've shown off. I was hoping for some kind of underwater exploration as well, like in some other games, like for example GTA. Um, you could go underwater and dive down deep, and Crimson Desert has not shown anything as far as underwater, so I don't think that's going to be a thing. Otherwise, they would have teased it by now or showed it off potentially. Um, and I was hoping there'd be that. So I think your character Cliff, the main character you're going to play as, I think he's going to be able to swim. I just don't think you're going to be able to really go down, deep and explore. I think they're putting more into the aerial stuff and the islands that are in the air. Looked like that was kind of reminiscent of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Like I said, they're doing a lot of various things with the game that look very promising and look fun. Yep. He tried getting that extra life. Can I get that in there without, yeah, we'll take the easier. What do you guys think of this mode, this killer mode with the shortened lines? Pretty cool, yeah? Ooh, is he going to give me the game
I
here?
like this mode.
Yeah, I do too. Chestnut, welcome, dude. I when I was a kid, oh, damn it. That was easy.
I
Why did I do
understand
that?
not young kids play certain games, but that's up to the parent.
Yeah, well, yeah, it comes down to parenting and you know what they feel like their kid can handle and what they're influenced by, how impressions of certain things can you know, if they're smart enough to know that, hey, this is a video game, this is entertainment, this is not real life, you shouldn't go out and do this stuff. And if they have faith in their kids and they teach them right from wrong, yeah, shouldn't worry too much about it. Chestnut, I was going to go into a little bit of a story. I grew up when I was a kid, when I was super young. There was a girl that I liked, and we were friends. And are we tied at two? We got to do another one, yeah. Tied at two. She lived on Chestnut Street, and the reason it was called that is because chestnuts, you know, within the right season, chestnuts would fall all over the road and all over the sidewalks because they were all chestnut trees there. And I mean, there were a ton of them everywhere. And you know, we would throw them around and we would look for different shaped ones and stuff. We used to collect them actually and collect them in buckets. We had a bunch of, and our thing was like the shinier they looked, the better. You know, the shell. Once we got the shell off them, um, pretty cool. You could hear them hitting the cement when they would fall out of the trees. It's kind of a cool thing. Yeah, the things we did to entertain ourselves sometimes. Um, yeah, that eight ball is. We don't want to. We don't want to let him have an easy life here with the getting that eight ball. Hopefully, so I'm trying to be mindful of where I put that cue ball until it.
Rolling on the floor laughing.
Yeah, yeah. I think. Yeah, I remember when I was a kid. I saw the movie Mannequin with Kim Cattrall and Andrew McCarthy. I saw that when I was younger, and I saw it at her house there on Chestnut. And that movie always, and it still is a favorite of mine because of the childhood, um, just the memory with that. Oh, I'll tell you though, if you got pegged with one of those chestnuts, if a kid picked one up and whipped it at you, those things hurt. Yeah. But yeah, this is another good example of the kind of game that this can be. You know what I mean? You can still compete, but it's also kind of a, you know, a for
Are
lack of
you
better
single or
term,
married?
16 stone coming in with another random one, throwing it out there. Ah, I'm definitely not Al Bundy over here. I'll say that. Definitely not. And that is not a cut. on anybody who is. It's just that's how I'm that's how I'll say that. I'm not Al Bundy. Ooh, he gained a life. He potted multiple balls on that one. Yeah, that was pretty good. That 8 ball is sitting over there still. And I know if I go for this 4, I might set him up to sink that 8 ball. But I've got to do it.
I had a crush on a barmaid when I was 21. She sat on my lap in my wheelchair and I slow danced with her to Piano Man.
Ah! See, and I did set him up for the 8. See? Man, he has 4 lives to my 2 now. Um, that's an awesome memory, man. And again, it's funny how music can equate to a certain memory as well. And see how you remember? You remember the song, and I'm sure as you think of it right now, you can think of the atmosphere, you can think of, how you remember that
Please hit the
song.
like button for the channel.
Thank you, GT. Yeah, a like would be great. And that's not asking a lot, you know. Um, and you can hear a song, right? And it can take you back to
Butsy had a boyfriend that made me look like Orlando Bloom.
hey, Orlando Bloom, for some women, it made them bloom. You know what I mean? Some women like that. They like that look. Is that not that cat that was in the Pirates movies? I mean, come on. He's no slouch. But yeah, music can take you back to a memory in time as quick as 1.21 gigawatts, and then you remember certain people from a music. Smell too. I can get a whiff of something. Um, Especially on a warm, sunny day, and it'll take me back to a
My
memory.
ex got a nursing job and met someone, so now I play pool.
Oh, beautiful. Ah, pool is a great hobby to have. You know, not now if you're a person that might struggle with alcoholism, it might not be the best setting if you're going to pubs or taverns or bars, however you describe them. Might not be the greatest. Another easy shot blown. That's it, right? You got me. Yep. Um, but if you're able to curb your drinking and in moderation, or you go to a pool hall and it's designed for
The
pool
taste
and
of a
that.
peanut butter and jam sandwich takes me back to the best days. A lot
Yeah,
cheaper than her too.
a lot. 16 stone. You. Yeah, I bet, huh? I bet. Not all the chalk in the world for the end of your cue stick does not equate or chalk up to the financial strain or drain that it can be sometimes, huh? Yeah. That's another thing. A woman can inadvertently teach you how to manage money pretty quickly. If you, yeah, that's good. Peanut butter, huh? Mm, that's a new one. Huh. But again, how memory muscle, as it's called, and how that can transition to something and what you remember, especially from earlier moments in your life and childhood moments or various experiences. But yeah. You've been playing some games now with the shortened lines, and it's making it more challenging. Oh, we got Sasquatch again. Are we still playing Killer? Yes, playing Killer again with Sasquatch. Again, community. Um, this could be proving that it's a tough game to keep a strong, big community to play when there's so many other games to play. And here again, I'm finding the same opponent. But that's because I have it on shortened lines. I think,
Sense of smell triggers your earliest memories.
yes, scent, um, you know, auditory, whether it's music or certain things. Sometimes it's something as simple as a bird chirping outside sometimes. And if it's on a certain type of day, it can take you back to a memory. At least with me, I've had that where I think of my grandfather. If it's a sunny day or the smell of a garden, smell of plants, sometimes takes me back to when he would always be working in the garden. Uh, the smell of diesel fuel for me can trigger memories because of my father, who was a firefighter, and the fire trucks. You'd go into the firehouse, and I would smell you'd smell the smoke on the firefighters' jackets, but then you'd also smell like rubber from the tires, and then that diesel fuel um, in the engines. Yeah, just a smorgasbord of just sensory. I've always been the type of cat that doesn't like a lot of complications. Simple stuff. I'm rather simplistic, and almost to a fault, probably.
I'm the same.
Yeah, skeletal. I kind of get that. I get that about you, and that is not a bad thing. In my opinion, it's better to be simple than to seek out drama. You know what I mean? Or be one of these type of people that get caught up in that, especially in this day and age of
Don't
the
do
internet.
much, just give me good food.
Yep. Oh yeah. Where you can easily get sucked into a rabbit hole of keyboard warriorism and you know simple debates that turn into arguments and hate. Why?
Facts.
You think of these people that invest their time, right? And these people that make accounts just to spend some free time that they have to be hateful or negative towards someone else. Because essentially that's what it is. We all say it's trolling, right? Trolling, trolling. He's trying to be funny or he's being a troll. But ultimately, the reality is that he's using that as a crutch to be hateful, to be mean-hearted, and to get a rise out of somebody. And to me, that's just bizarre behavior, you know. And you really got to wonder about people like that. You invest your time. This is what you want to do, make multiple accounts just to be an asshole? You really got to wonder about how they really are as a person to do that. Just why the common sense that's lacking. You gotta. I don't know. Yeah, I can be a big kid with gaming and yeah, food as well, Wade. I mean, you put a good. I mean, woof. Yeah, if I were to go out to where Golden Thread is here, try some of the stuff that they got out there, and some of his soul food joints and the barbecues. Woo, man, talk about being in heaven.
That's why I'm their father, aka trolls, cause a lot of them didn't have one growing up.
Yeah, you are, and I get how you came up with that. GT will tell you, Golden Thread over here will tell you, I'm your daddy. I'm your daddy. Because you haven't been taught right. That's right. I'm here to help broaden your mind because you are a narrow minded fool. Yeah. Yeah. I like that Golden Thread when you did that little,
In my country, we put meat on the fire and good salads is the best.
yeah. Attaboy, Wade. Absolutely. Woo! No vegetarian here. Mm-mm.
Yes, or UAK.
Yeah. When you did that, type, 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 like you put it in like a little verse and stuff, and you, yeah, get mad with it. Type, type, type. That shit was funny. Uh, I like that a lot. Carpal tunnel, lean in, type, type. Yeah. Shit.
And also a good curry.
Good curry. Yeah, I've had some good curry chicken. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Classic rolling on the floor laughing.
Dude, that shit is, I mean, you can't. Sit around, type, type, get mad at it, get heat with it, type, carpal tunnel, type, type. Like, what? We could turn that into something, GT. Ah, shit. See if can we get someone other than,
How far have you gotten in the career mode?
let's take a look. 16 stone. Ba-da-da-da. Hopefully it's not
You
16
have never
kidney.
had a good curry until you come to South Africa.
Okay, yeah. You know what? I can't argue that. I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know anything about it. So, but I'd be willing to bet that it's bliss. Um, 16 stone. Hopefully, it's not 16 kidney stones. I've had a kidney stone. It is. Oh man, one of the worst experiences of my life. Even just talking about it, I can feel it. I can feel it. I can feel it. Like holy moly. So hopefully when you say stone, it's not that, obviously. 16 stone. 16 stones, and what do you get?
Heavy
Another
metal
day
heavy a bunny
older and
chow.
deeper in debt. Uh, have I heard of what? Skeletal, I missed it. Have you heard of any bunny what? You're gonna have to throw that out again. I missed it. Something about, have I heard about bunny? Um, I've heard of Roger Rabbit, Jessica Rabbit, Bugs Bunny, Bad Bunny. Um,
A bunny chow.
A bunny chow. I have not. That's new.
Do you drink a lot of tea or milk? I heard they cause kidney stones.
You know what my problem is? Stone, you know what my problem is? What one of my biggest vices is, and it's horrible. And I think it's the major culprit. Pop, pop or soda, as it's called. The worst. I if that's it's an addiction, I think. Because you know why? There are times where I can get up in the morning, and for some it's coffee. If I don't have some kind of caffeine, or in my case soda, I can a headache develops. But then miraculously, right? You have a little bit of that soda, and what happens? The headache disappears. You feel okay. Um, yeah, there is addictions and sin all around us. Whether you want to believe it or not, we all partake of it in some form. Doesn't make us bad people. It just makes us human beings. We are creatures of our own design. You know what I mean? We are not flawless. We all have things. You know. Career. That's where we're going. I'll show you where I'm at in the career. I've done all of these.
Bread, we take the center of the bread out and put the curry in the bread.
Ooh.
No knife or fork needed, only hands.
Woo!
Yeah,
That's
I love soda too. It's the fizzy carbonation.
dude. Yep. Stone. There's multiple factors there where
Soda is my Achilles heel.
dude. GT, you're with me, huh? Woo! Just can't. And you think of all the bad things that come with it. The weight gain. As we get older, it gets harder to take that off unless you're one of these gym buffs,
It is a bunny chow.
or you're taking the stuff that these celebrities have access to. But yeah, so the weight gain and health issues, and then the as I mentioned, kidney stone if you're really bad with it. But there are properties there that you just can't get away from. I like the fizz. I like the gee whiz to the fizz. You know what I mean? Like, and the taste, that pop, that I don't know, caffeine, the sugar. Sugar is a big culprit, but yeah. So that's the bunny chow. It is a finger food. It's in the center, and that sounds beautiful. I've never had that. So yeah, this is the amateur career 8-ball bracket. I've done everything, gotten all the stars here. So now I am on to the amateur 9-ball, and I've gotten these filled, and I'm on the third um, venue here, the Sessions Invitational, 11 of 30. I want to get through all of those. When I do that, then I'm going to put it onto the focused. And then you go again, for those of you that don't know the career. Then it opens up a whole new bracket again.
You like his Mount Gold with all his sodas.
Yeah, he's an example of that. He is a prime example of that addiction. Yep. Yeah, he is. So you got your 8-ball and your 9-ball in focus, and then if you go over to pro, then 8-ball and 9-ball again. It all resets. And the main changes here, as I hit the wrong button again, is, again, as a reminder, amateur. You've got full line assistance. You go to focus, the lines are still there, but they're shortened dramatically. You don't get the length. And then pro, no lines, none. So there's good grind on the career. And you can unlock all kinds of cosmetics, cues, pool tables, different felt designs for the table itself. Yeah.
My addiction is tea. I drink
Tea.
more tea than water.
Okay. Um, I've had some good teas. My problem with tea is it's got to be sweet. You know what I mean? I love like a Georgia tea, like a good Georgia sweet tea. They had this thing on Shark Tank that I wanted to try. It's called Y'all tea or Y'all sweet tea or something. looked good, and it's made like a regular tea, but they had different flavors and shit. I think you can get it on Amazon. It looks good. There's all kinds of different flavors. Yeah. States, we have all kinds of manufactured teas. You got your Liptons and your Arizona teas and your um, Arnold Palmer teas. Those are real popular. Half lemonade, half tea. I love me a good lemonade. I love me a good lemonade with whiskey. Yep. I've got this peach whiskey that I
And Old Brown
yeah,
Cereal.
Old Brown Siri. Okay. Yeah. By the way, those little pop-ups what just happened right now on the right side of your screen, that is that's just letting you know what music track would be playing had I not muted it. I've muted the music here just to be on the safe side. I let it go in the launch
Port.
stream of this or ports. Okay. Not sure what that is. You're not talking about port wine, are you? There's a type of wine that's called port wine. Again, you're not.
Yes.
Yes. The reason why it's taking longer to find a match is because we have the shortened lines on. That poses more of a challenge. Case in point, if we were to get out of here and I'd go back to the preferences and I'd put amateur on, which basically means longer lines. The lengthiest of lines is offered. You go back into that and you search for a match. Look how much quicker this is going to go. Watch.
Right on.
And boom, we got a match just like that. Yummy Panda with a Japanese Domo Arigato. Ah, he's on PlayStation, Yummy Panda here. But you don't eat pandas. Pandas are revered, but you don't eat them. So why would you say yummy? That's not right. You wrong for that. Ah, udon noodles, man. Love me some good udon. Woo! So good. Beef udon. Beautiful. Yep. Playing some 9-ball
And
here.
your dog face with tears of joy.
Ah,
Face with
Scout to
tears of
win.
joy. Face with tears of joy.
Behave. Behave with that. Yeah. 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 Uh, Yummy Panda's put some time into the game here. He's got some different crests on his profile name here. I think 7. That 7 one that he has is he. I think that means he's sunk 7 balls consecutively without missing. I think that's what that one means. The magnet one, I forget. I've seen all 3 of those. I just don't remember what they are offhand. Did he give us an opportunity to win it right now? He did. But I have to cut this 9-ball. The only problem is if I miss, I could set him up. Um, I don't want to. That's kind of a tough combo angle. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to go for the shot because I don't want to miss that and then give him an easy win. So, but I could have tried that, but I don't want to give him an opportunity to win it right there. because there's a good chance I'd miss, even with the lines. It's a tougher angle to get. So this is 9-ball we're playing right now. 9-ball. Yep. Ooh, it's hanging right there. So yeah, if you put the amateur setting on and you get the generous lines, you'll find a match fairly quickly here. But I'm liking that I'm finding different modes. I've got it set to any mode where I don't know what to expect. It could be 8-ball, it could be 9-ball, it could be accumulator or killer. I like that. Not knowing what's coming.
Except for snooker, 9-ball is my favorite.
Yeah, 9-ball's cool. I've played 9-ball tournaments in real life. There was a pool hall I used to go to quite a bit. And then we also had like a rec center when I was younger, which was a lot of fun. Can we win the game right here? Oh, how did I miss? I had the wrong angle on the 6. That's why I missed. Yeah. If Panda's choosing 9-ball here, he has to know that that's a thing. Yeah. And now he's got, he'll have an easy 7 shot in the corner, and then he'll be set up behind the 9 to win. Ah. Well, I had an opportunity and it got away from me. My only hope is him scratching in order to win. Could he put the cue ball in the side pocket here? Scratch! I called it. I called it. There it is. Oh no, it's not over yet. It's 9-ball. In 9-ball, it's not considered a loss. It just resets. But it should be a loss now. But yeah, I called it. Woo! The panda has gone bad. It's not so yummy. I don't eat pandas. Not panda. That's a sad panda. You know what? After that, I gotta be cool. I gotta honor rematch. I mean, because that, yeah. Oh no. I gave him a chance after scratching on the break. Yeah, he's gonna try it. Maybe 1 into the 9 in the corner. Maybe. Nope, he's not gonna do it. But if he put some English backspin on the cue ball, he could have brought the cue ball back.
Pool in GTA San Andreas.
I love that, dude. Skeletal, that was great, dude. Yeah, that was a feature in San Andreas I really enjoyed, was being able to go into that bar and play. And I'm really looking forward to that in GTA 6. Because I think it's been kind of low-key confirmed that is going to be an activity you're going to be able to do again among fishing and tennis and all the other different activities. And I hope that you'll be able to play pool and then bet money again against players. And then ultimately, in the online world of GTA again, you'll be able to play pool in GTA 6 and bet money against friends and other players. That would be sick. Yeah. The mechanic wasn't great in San Andreas, but it was serviceable. It was decent for what it was.
3 versus 3 basketball in GTA 6.
Yeah, they did confirm that, didn't they? Yeah. Yeah, fishing. Even the Far Cry fishing wasn't bad in Far Cry 5. Yeah. Got it. Got it. That is called a plant shot or combo shot. 5 into the 9. 9 in the pocket. Game. Yeah. Beautiful. Yeah.
RDR2 fishing was the best.
Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty good. They did a good job with the mechanic. Sorry, Panda. Gave you a rematch. I got you 2-zip. We're gonna bounce. Maybe we'll see you again though. With these, somebody threw me a friend request. Roughhausen. I played him earlier. He threw me a friend request.
And the hunting.
We'll sit on that egg before it. We'll sit on the egg before it hatches. Here, we'll see what happens. The hunting, yes. Again, I think a lot of these mechanics are going to bring into GTA 6, all these different activities. And I have full faith that Rockstar will execute them to where the gameplay will be the mechanics will be really good. I'm hoping that they have a bullet time effect and that they'll bring that over from Red Dead, that dead eye aim stuff. I want to see more of that. I love that effect. I love when games have that bullet time, Max Payne, slow-mo effect with stuff. I've always been a sucker for that.
Face with tears of joy, face with
Yeah,
tears of joy,
fish do get
tears of
hookers.
joy.
Yes, fish do. Yeah, you got to put it in there a certain way. Yeah, I know what you're doing. Yeah. Um, uh, what the hell was I saying? Yeah, I like the bullet time effects. And I like when like an open world game has the ability where you can swim underwater, like kind of go like underwater, just not just on the surface, you know. And I was hoping Crimson Desert would offer that, but it's not looking like it. Mojo Chris, he got his mojo. Uh, Mojo rising, Chris. Yeah, not Merry Christmas, it's Merry Chris Mojo. Uh, Mojo Christmas. We're playing Accumulator again.
Joy, 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 joy.
Yeah, yeah. So the community right now, for the most part, likes these lines. You'll be able to find matches relatively quick with the amateur setting. These lines settings might have a harder time on some of the other ones, but they're there. I was playing short in line before and was able to get a player, and then I played a match of no lines against a guy whose name was actually Pool Shark SG.
Joy, joy.
And he wrecked me, absolutely decimated me with no lines. He's definitely a pool shark. He was good. He was insanely good without the line. He's got the skill set for it. Um, Again, in this mode, you've got to hit the corresponding number that's being indicated on screen, and you sink that ball, you get the points. That corresponds with that ball.
Joy from Powerpuff Girls.
I know of that animated series, but I never really watched it, so I didn't get the reference. Um, if you pot another ball that's not the corresponding number, which is currently the 5 ball. If I hit this 5 ball, but I pot any of these other numbers and I pocket that and it goes in, he gets awarded the points from that ball. So you have to be kind of mindful of that and be careful of your power. Also, if you scratch, your opponent will get 1 point, which isn't super detrimental, but yeah, you don't want to hit the ball willy nilly and just knock in anything. 7 ball, and it's obstructed. Oh man, yeah, I may miss here, or I may hit this. I'm gonna skim the 8. Yeah. So that's a foul because I hit the wrong ball, and he gets awarded 1 point for that. And now the other thing, he can put the cue ball anywhere on the table. So committing a foul here like that is big because now it set him up. That's where jumping the ball would have been a better play, but I don't know how to jump the cue ball here. You can do it. I haven't practiced with that yet. See, now I could try and send it down into this left corner, but if I miss, he's going to be set up. But I'm going to have to try it because I don't want to try and bank it and knock another ball in. Yeah, and he's set up like I said. But at least I didn't commit a foul.
Are you a Star Wars fan?
Wait, I wouldn't say I'm diehard. I wouldn't say I'm a Star Wars nerd or geek, but I like some of the originals. That's kind of where my heart leans. I didn't the stuff with Jar Jar Binks and some of their later stuff I didn't really follow. This Mandalorian stuff I don't really follow with Guru or Goru, whatever, baby Yoda looking thing. Yeah, I know of it, I just don't really follow it. But again, for those of you that are into it, that's awesome. I get it. It's not something that I've played Star Wars Outlaws. I like that game. I think that game did not deserve some of the hate that it got at launch. That was a good shot. And I think, like I said, I think that Star Wars racing game is going to be awesome. I really do. The one that they showed off during the state of play. We're going to try and send this down into the corner here. All the way down in the left corner. That's where we're trying to go with the 13 here. Not enough angle on it. And now he'll be able to put it in the side. Yeah, he's got a chance to win it right here. Drop that
I
in.
have Darth Vader tattoo on my arm.
Wow, really? Skeletal Wade. I find your belief in my power. I find it encouraging.
So I'm a huge fan.
You are indeed. One might say that you favor the dark side.
My father made me watch it when I was 3.
Okay. So again, it holds some childhood relevance too. That's cool, man. Yeah, I remember seeing it when I was younger too, with the Luke's reaction and Palatine and all of that. That was some gripping shit, man. It really was. Even if you fully didn't understand the story or plot line as a kid, when you saw that scene, I don't know about the rest of yous, but it did something to me. I was like, whoa. Yeah. Even though I can put the ball anywhere, like I don't even. Oh, there we go. We had to find our opening, our lane, and this is it. Yeah, it's funny how things change, right? When I was younger, I used to say, "Man, I can't imagine not having access to move my legs." And I used to be a big dancer. I had gigs
My
where
father was 10 when he saw the first one. He loved it so much he hid in the theater to watch it again.
that's awesome. That's awesome. Um, I used to perform. I used to be a Michael Jackson performer. Um, and I always said, like, man, if I ever lost the use of my legs, or if I wasn't able to dance,
I feel ya, JD.
I don't know what I would do. You know what I mean? I don't know what I would do. But as I've gotten older and I've gotten away from that, and it's not so much a part of my life anymore, and I've suffered some ankle injuries, and I can't do a lot of the same moves that I used to be able to do with ease. Um, Now I'm more of like, man, if I lost use of my hands, you know, like like uh, Luke did, I'd be like, man, I don't know what I would do, because being able to hold a controller and play games, so it's kind of flip flopped. Now I don't care. Like, go ahead, take my leg, take my feet, but don't take my hands. You know what I mean? Even though when I was younger, I was like, man, I gotta have my feet. I gotta be able to dance. I gotta be able to entertain and ultimately sometimes make money from it. Now it's just let me keep my hands so I can game, so I can hold a controller and play a controller. And these people that are less fortunate, and you see these people that are still gaming, and they don't have.
That's the thing, I've been in a chair my whole life, so I don't know any better.
Yeah, yeah, but and see, and that's what I'm getting at, is like, you got to be thankful for what you have and not wish ill will, or say, man, it could be this or that. No, be thankful of what you got, and and recognize when somebody else has hardships and they're still able to make a good life for themselves or find enjoyment when they struggle with something that a lot of other people wouldn't, that we take for granted. You've got to respect that. You've got to respect that. You don't point and laugh. You don't make fun of these cats. There's this guy who, uh, I saw videos that he games. He has a setup where he games and he doesn't have any hands, and he's got a setup where he can still do it. Just amazing, amazing. And it was wrong for me to really think that way back then. You know, I've potted 2 balls here out of place. I've given them mad points. We should be able to get this 9 ball through the uprights here. Go for a field goal between the uprights. Yes. Again, this is the accumulator mode. Oh, I was starting the comeback. Now he's got a chance to run away with it. Mojo Chris has got more mojo than me right now. Yeah. Mr. Mojo Rising. If he sinks this, I think it's over. He's going to play it in that right corner. Yep, that's it. Game. Good job there, Chris. You got me, though, because I sunk 2 balls out of place. Gave you a mad lead on that. Yeah. I'll wave the white flag to you for now. I surrender.
Good stream, JD. Catch you later. Smiling face with sunglasses. Stay blessed and never stressed, champ.
Thank you, GT, at the Real Golden Threat. Thank you. Thank you. He is my brother from another. Absolutely. Thanks for hanging out for a while, dude. Appreciate that. I'll catch you in yours probably.
Flexed biceps, dark skin tone, smiling face with sunglasses, clinking beer mugs. Yes, sir.
Yeah, clinking a beer mug right now. That sounds pretty good, actually. The weather's been nicer out here as of late, but we're supposed to get another cold snap coming, I think, later next week, or this coming week, rather. We'll see. Yeah, anybody else, feel free to
Hello.
chime in. Yay!
We had a hit
Conrad, welcome.
for 2 weeks.
Yeah, Conradical. Conrad, welcome. Hello to you. Hope you're doing good. Had a heat snap, huh? Oh. Bubs O'Toole is my opponent, and according to his avatar, he plays a lot of golf. What do we got here? What is this? Standard 8-ball we got again? Looks like it. Yeah, we're back to standard 8-ball pool. We're playing some online matches here today, using, with the lines, because the community is not as rampant when you don't have the lines on. Oh, I did not leave myself a good opportunity here. Our best bet here is to try to sneak that 10 in the corner behind his 7. And it's not particularly easy to do, but we're going to try and get the slightest kiss off of it, and maybe Ooh, I think we just lost. Did I knock the 8 ball
Do you
in?
play only the 2K PGA games or do you play the Master as well?
Uh, I no, only the PGA 2K, Wade. Um, my brother has played the master version and he didn't like it as much. And the from what I saw on it, it wasn't enough to pull me in. Bubs is going to throw me a rematch. I appreciate that. We'll take the rematch. Yeah, that was unfortunate, knocking that 8 ball in. Yeah, golf gaming. I really got into later on here in life. I played some golf games when I was younger and it wasn't really eh, but the 2K franchise really grew on me. And of course, I still play Wii golf when I go to my uncle's place. He has the Tiger Woods 12 on Wii, and that's still a lot of fun. That whole swing mechanic. Um, but yeah, I
I
prefer
have this game for my PS5. I love this game.
beautiful Conrad. Awesome. Glad you're liking it. Glad you're playing it. Yeah, it's a great casual game where you can chill and have fun, and you can make it as difficult or as easy as you see fit. And the career mode with the challenges are cool. Truth be told, I'm kind of all over the map today. I'm on and then I'm off, just like that. That's an example of what the day has been. Uh, I'll be set up for an easy shot, and then I'll rattle it just like he did, or I'll miss.
I have this on my wish list. When there is a sale, I'll get it.
Okay, beautiful, Wade. And by then, maybe if you're waiting for a sale, then they'll add other mechanics and or other modes potentially. Like I said, I'd love to see a tournament mode added, like a ranked mode. If they were to do a ranked mode, my ideas with that will obviously, implement from like Rocket League and PGA 2K, where they have the bronze, silver tier, gold, platinum, diamond, yada yada, where the brackets you work through depending on your performance, win loss, and that kind of thing. Not only that, but being that it would be ranked, they could have it where there's no lines, like the line you're seeing right here on the table. Lines would be shut off by default, and you would also have to call your pocket, at least on the 8 ball. That would be cool. And then you could have different. Maybe you could have two brackets. You could have ranked with lines and ranked with no lines. But you, because it's ranked, you still should have to call your pocket. Or they could even make it where you call every shot. They could get that crazy with it. Like you have to put your cursor on the pocket and then hit a button to call that pocket to let your opponent know where you're shooting your shot. You know what I mean? For example, this 4 ball, I would have to put my arrow right here on here, click a button and say I'm going to that pocket with it. And then you got to make it. Um, they could do that. They could easily do that. That'd be great to see. I think the community would love that. That I should have made. That's again case in point of what I was saying earlier. Just on and off today. Bubs O'Toole, you're probably gonna take me. It's not Timmy O'Toole who was stuck in a well in The Simpsons. It's Bubs O'Toole who's gonna come over here and whoop me. That was nice. Double pocketing off of that. That was beautiful. Stay out of there. Of course. I even went a little soft, thinking that if I'm soft, it's not going to roll in there, and it still did. Damn. Oh, yeah. That's been the story of the day for me.
It doesn't rain, it pours.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and I forgot to grab an umbrella. That one could have easily scratched too. I was trying to get it near that two without hitting it too hard, and so we're gonna have to at least hit the two balls so we don't commit a foul. We could try and send it down to that far corner behind me if we get the right angle on it. Ah,
If you play me one day, my name is Real Rambo 1976.
okay, real Rambo. This guy knows how to draw first blood. 76, huh? You potentially are an older gamer then as well, if that number is correspondent to real life. That's awesome. Mad respect for that. You and I, we would share a common outlook then, probably with gaming.
I like Rocky more.
Yeah, Sly Stallone, he cornered. Look at that! Woo! What a shot! What a shot! Truth be told, I wasn't playing that corner. I was trying to play the other corner, but I got lucky. And then it set me up for the 8. Beautiful. Bubs, I got you back. Ah. Oh, they're both great characters. Rambo and Rocky are both great characters, and Sly owned them both. You know, what franchise I would have liked to seen them go more with, and they didn't for whatever reason. Um, One that is lesser known to some people, probably, that Sly was in, Cobra. I really like that movie. I still really like that movie, and I would have liked to seen sequels to that. I love that '80s cheese. It had the perfect amount of cheese, the one-liners, the character. His car was sweet. The look that he had, his demeanor. Um, and that his co-star, his female co-star.
Cobra, he's a cop.
Yeah, yeah, man, I love that movie. Bridget something or other, Bridget Nielsen, I think her name was. They actually dated for a while because of that movie.
I've seen that.
And they started dating on set, if I'm not mistaken, either right before filming or during filming. Yeah, yeah, pretty good. I like that movie. I wish they would have had some sequels to that. Yeah, if he wanted to, he could try
He's
and
making part 2 of Cobra.
is he? Conrad, I was just gonna say that. I'm like, if he wanted to, he could bring that back if they did it right. Yeah, it'd be a little weird seeing an older, but why not? They've done it with other stuff. He did it with Rambo. Wow, I did not
My
know that.
most favorite movie is The Great Escape.
Okay, yeah. Wow. Conrad, is that really for real? I would be on board with that. I usually the later iterations and some of these remakes I'm not on board with, but that I could get behind if it's casted right and it's got a decent script. Yeah, that could be good. And don't eliminate the cheese. It still has to have a certain amount of cheese to it. It better. Oh man, I hope that's true. I did not hear that. Yeah, I would go to the theater. If they put that in theaters, I would go to the theater to see that. If that wasn't a direct to stream thing like some of his other stuff.
Did you watch the Yellowstone show?
I did not. You know what? Wade, it's funny that you brought that up too because my ex-girlfriend um she was very big on it. Probably still is if it's still going on, but she would always say how great that show is and how much she liked it. I've never seen any of that. My unfortunate ex-girlfriend, I will say it's very unfortunate. Um, Phew, man, I could go into a whole thing here, a whole rant, but I'm gonna leave that personal stuff out of it. Let's just say I was put in a very unfortunate situation. That it was all predicated on BS and things that were not true, not fact, not happening. And it sucks because I had real feelings for her and I enjoyed her company most of the time and
Got
we
to
had a
go see you next
we
time.
had a good thing and it just whatever. Wade, hey, again, appreciate you for hanging out as long as you did and hanging with me, conversing with me. Um, be well, be safe, enjoy yourself out there and yeah, definitely see you again. That was some incredible luck there. That was incredible to get multiple balls potted off of that. This match could go the duration here, folks. With these lines, this one could go a bit. Again, this mode is called killer mode. You can take a shot at any ball on the table, but you have to make your shot. If you miss, you lose a life, and that's represented by the hearts underneath your name. He went straight for the eight ball to give him another life. Potting the eight ball gives you a life, or potting multiple balls in one single shot will also award you an additional heart. So, but missing shots is, and again, with the lengthier lines under the amateur skill set, this could go for a little bit. Once more balls disappear from the table and they get potted, that's where it's going to get challenging. and then trying to be mindful of where you place the cue ball so that your opponent doesn't have a shot, hopefully. Hopefully I don't scratch here. I don't send the cue ball down into the corner after this.
Killer mode is very funny. I didn't know this kindle of game.
Yeah, it's interesting. Interesting. Welcome, Ricky. Ricky S. I didn't see your picture there, but you know what that reminds me of? The movie Better Off Dead, another '80s classic with John Cusack. There's a character in that movie called Ricky Smits, so that would be Ricky S. Made me think of that. But yeah, it's a weird name for a mode, but the fact that it's offered here for online play, that you can play this with other players, provided they're looking for the same type of match. Yeah, it's cool. Very unique. Okay. We may have to try a plant shot. Or I could try and send that one down, but I could try the 2 into the 4. I think that's what I might try and do here. Could lose a heart here potentially.
I will be back. Time for me to play some pool.
Okay, beautiful, Conrad. Go get it in.
Just
Go.
buy this game today and I play 5 hours in a row.
Woo! Yeah, the game for now, it's got that new bug for you. It bit you a little bit. That's good. Conrad, go have fun, man. Good luck. Go get some wins under your belt. Go grind out the career, or get some wins under your belt in this online stuff, and maybe we'll see you at some point. Beautiful, Ricky, and I'm glad that you picked up the game and you're having fun with it. Like I said, I don't know what kind of longevity the game is going to have with the community. Um, I the best way to remedy that, if you want to have people keep coming back to your game, have a ranking system where you can have you can go from bronze to silver to gold to platinum, diamond, whatever, and have it fluctuate. And then with seasons, just as they do with the PGA 2K franchise, and they also do that with Rocket League. If they were to put that in here, it would make players come back after, especially if they've finished the career and they've done all of the grinding there. That would keep the community alive. That would keep players coming back. Hopefully, they do something like that. Because after that career grind is over with and you've done your challenges, um, yeah, you come in and have a casual game or compete with online, but the incentive kind of, you have to incentivize players. Like, is there stuff you can still earn in online? Can you get XP and level up and then earn things for leveling up? Or, like I said, with the tournament ranking system, you would then fluctuate with depending on your win loss record. Yeah. So, like I said, there'd be a bronze tier with levels 1, 2, 3, silver 1, 2, 3, gold 1, 2, 3, and so on. And then you would work through that, and then it would refresh each season. Each season, if they did that and with proper advertising, and people like myself and other people that would stream or advertise, that would be fantastic. I would keep playing the hell out of this then if they have that. It's part of the reason why I play PGA 2K online so much, is because of that ranked match stuff. Yep, and to see how well I do and who I go up against. And later on today, or sometime this evening, I may stream that as well. We might do a
Maybe
double
any
stream
update
today.
could bring Snooker to this title.
Yep, they will. Ricky, that's been confirmed. That's one thing I can confidently say and tell you, that they are going to have Yep, you are going to see that. It is on the way. Snooker is coming, and I think it is going to arrive as a paid DLC. I know it's coming. I'm not 100% on being paid DLC, but I'm pretty sure that's what they said. Price point, that I can't tell you. I don't know, but it is coming. But I would love to see some kind of a ranked tournament thing, and like seasonal rewards and stuff that you can grind for, or XP levels. God, that'd be amazing. Because again, it's part of the big reason why I keep going back to PGA 2K, is for that competitive aspect and to see where I place. And I may stream that later tonight. We'll see. Might do some online matches with golf. I might try and speak with my brother and see if he'd be interested in that. Yeah, we got it. We're going to have a lengthy match here. That's one thing about this killer mode with the lines. This particular mode can make the match go for quite the duration if both players have a shot, and they can make consecutive shots. Now we're getting into the difficult stuff, even with the lines. Oh, yeah. That's one gone for me. If he hits this and brings that cue ball back, as I thought he would, he's going to make it difficult on me again. Yep. Yeah, that was a smart shot, bringing this cue ball all the way back. So now we're going to have to try and do what I just did, except send this 9 ball down all the way. And I could just try for a bank, which we're just going to try and bank it. We're going to try and bank this 5 in the corner pocket. Yes! Yes! What a shot. And then he answers right back. What a shot for him. Now we could try and, yeah, Ricky, thank you. He answered me right back with his bank. That was incredible. Now we could try it again. We could try to bring the 15 back in the corner, or try to kiss it into this left corner here. But we're gonna try and bank it again. See if we can do it. Nope. And I sunk the cue ball, lost the life. Now he can place the cue ball where he sees fit. Unfortunate. Now I have to hope that I can pot 2 balls off the break. That'd be really. I could get a life back here if I could do that. My breaking has not been very good lately. Von D Gaming in the building. Thank you, Von D. Thanks for coming in here. Good to see you as always. Von D is he's definitely a real one. Von Dizzle for shizzle. How are you doing? What have you been rocking lately? What have you been What have you been playing? What's your... This guy's got a lead on me here.
From
Final...
Montreal, Canada, here are you situates?
I am in the States. Yes. I'm in the U.S. Welcome, Ricky from Canada.
Good man, I've been on Fortnite Madden 26.
Okay. And I don't really play Fortnite, but I was sorry that I missed out on that Daft Punk stuff they did. That was really cool. I'm sorry I missed that. I watched some stuff here on YouTube with that, and I'm like, wow, that's really cool. And the music, how they incorporate it into the stage setting that they had, that was sick. I was a big fan of Daft Punk at one point, and I still have several of their albums on CD. Yep, very cool. Madden, I'm trash. I love me some good football. All politics and garbage aside, I do enjoy football.
I got the Daft Punk stuff.
Um, yeah, that's awesome, dude. But the online aspect of Madden, trash. I can't hang. I'll admit it.
Madden lately isn't the same.
No, and you know what it is? And I'm going to tell you exactly what it is, Vondi. That EA franchise, over the years, they've gotten lazy.
As it used to be.
They've gotten complacent. That's their biggest problem. They are a complacent company with a lot of their stuff, and especially in regards to the Madden franchise. They're like, well, we'll do just enough, what we feel is enough to keep the game relevant. We're not gonna, it's a lot of cookie cutter, a lot of cut and paste, and they always hype it up as this or that. With the
Why
physics.
are there no competitors?
Yeah, and that's the other thing. Is there who do they got to compete with? 2K doesn't have it. They don't have Madden licensing, or NFL licensing, and because they don't, EA's like, meh, we don't have to worry about it. We'll keep doing the bare minimum, and we know people are going to buy it. Just like the NFL. The NFL is like, we know people are going to come and watch, so we don't care. We don't care. People are going to buy our shit, and they're going to watch our shit no matter what.
Don't have a 1 franc games for 2026 lazy compagnie.
Yeah, they've gotten, Ricky, that's what I'm saying. They've gotten complacent. They really have.
I only tolerate it because it's all that's there, lol.
That's right. It's you and everybody else, Von D. That's pretty much, yeah, that's right. Could you imagine if 2K could get the licensing to the NFL? You remember what they did with the Sega games? Remember how they rocked the NFL name on the Sega Dreamcast and how good those looked? And for the time, they played pretty damn well too. No, because EA doesn't want to loosen their grip on that NFL licensing because they know if they were to loosen their grip and let off of their NFL and NHL properties, guess what happens? Other companies like 2K will come in and say, "Yeah, you thought you were something, huh? Well, check this out. Hold my beer." Even some of the racing games from EA back in the day. You think about the Burnout Takeout game, or Takedown games. You think about the Need for Speed games back in the day. The original Most Wanted. I remember that cutscene, that cinematic when the detective or the cop keys your car and says, "Ooh, nice pinstripe." I remember playing that and genuinely getting pissed off. I was genuinely like, man, I hope I get to do something to this crooked bastard. I hope I get to do something to this guy. I hope there's something that plays out here. I want to get my revenge. I love a good revenge story, man. And that, even the subtlety of that cutscene was enough to be like, oh man, I can't wait to get my comeuppance from this jerk. Yep. And those early Need for Speed Underground, man, they had something good there.
This game can continue for hours. You
Yeah,
don't miss.
it's
Just
looking that
replay.
way. Yeah. Well, and as you say that, Ricky, then I miss an easy eight ball on the side. Now he's going to send it down to the corner, get a life back. He's going to win this. I think. I think I'm starting to slip. Yeah, I called it. I called it. And he got close to scratching, but he didn't. Yeah, that might be close to the dagger here, and I can't go for the five because I'm wedged here in the corner. So I've got to try and send this seven into the corner there. Yeah, the racing games, Need for Speed, the Midnight Club series, the earlier Midnight Club games. That was, man, those were cool, man. I That's a property I'm surprised never came back. Now it's been years. I'm surprised that Rockstar and Take Two have not reintroduced the Midnight Club franchise. But in another, I guess in another token, I'm not surprised because they've got their juggernaut on the way, right? And that's really what they needs to be their primary focus and all they care about because they know that thing is, no matter what they do, that thing is going to shatter records. That thing is going to, and as we've said, people are going to be calling in sick to work. They're going to be taking off of work. They're going to be people that miss school because of. Did you know too that there's a video as I speak about that? There's a video somewhere right here, and you can find it right here on YouTube, where this gentleman got arrested recently on some serious charges. I think it was like murder.
PPL taking the whole week off face with tears of
Yeah,
joy.
Chestnut. Yep, yep. Um, and I think a lot of people are going to be doing that for Crimson Desert as well. I wouldn't be surprised. But as I was saying, this guy gets arrested for serious charges, and one of the first things he says, as he's, and the officer sits him down. I think he's from the UK or something. He says, "Oh man, I'm gonna miss GTA." And the cop is like, "What? You're gonna miss what? What's that now?" Because he had like an accent, and he's like, I'm gonna miss GTA, aren't I?" And I don't think he said GTA 6. He just said GTA, but you know what he's talking about, like because he's gonna sit for life for what he did. And I was like, "Oh my God, the fact that he said that." Jeez. And they caught that on film. That was great. Ah, he finally lost a heart. All right. Now, will he cut that? Oh, he's going to go for the three. He could cut the seven, or I would go for the three in the corner there, that right corner. And he went for the side. Now, I could try and bank this, but that's obvious. That's a
He is
tougher.
not that aiming guide.
Yeah, Uh, I could try and bank the 7, but I'm going to try and just cut it in the corner here. Just give it a nice soft touch. Ooh, and I didn't get it. We're down to 2 lives. He's getting me down there. Oh, I could have held on to three hearts there if I would have did. Final truth. Did he quit? It said he left the game. Is that a bug? It's still letting me play here. Yeah, he left. He either got disconnected or he left. He was on the verge of winning. Why did you leave? You had 4 hearts to my 2. The game was heavily in his favor. Let's see if he reconnects. Pop-up indicator told me that he left the game. So he might have gotten disconnected, or he just said, I gotta go. I can't keep going. But he was wearing me down. He had a very strong advantage, or a strong lead, rather. Final truth was like, oh, this is the final minute, and I'm out of here. Doesn't matter what happens. The final countdown. Like, I'm not waiting for a countdown clock. I'm not waiting.
Thanks for sharing.
I'm not waiting for a final countdown. I'm out of here, he says. I don't care. I consider it a win because I've got more hearts. But guess what? Because you left or got disconnected, now it's my victory. That's a forfeit. Doesn't matter. And I'll take it. All right, everybody. Guys and gals, potentially. Or however you identify. Jeez. Oh, boy. I'm going to wrap this one up. And then potentially a little bit later on, I might be back live sometime this evening yet with some PGA. I might do some PGA, some 2K golf. So if you guys are around, got nothing going on, or you'd like to come back for a little bit, that'd be great. I'd appreciate it. Always welcome. I love interacting with you guys. Um, we did a lot of rapping today about some random stuff, and I liked it. I enjoy it. It makes things more fun and when you interact. But this has been the Pure Pool Billiard Show. I'm Jay Dominant, and maybe we will see you later tonight. And if not, I will hopefully catch you guys in the next one, whatever it happens to be. Maybe more of this, maybe not. Just have to wait and see. With that, as I always say, focus on what makes you happy and what you have some control of and makes you happy, not what frustrates you or pisses you off. Don't put your energy into that. We'll see you guys in the next one.